things quite so clear now.
Do things quite things.
Feel you've lost your way.
You decide, but you are not alone.
Believe me, no one is
No
alone.
one is alone, believe me.
Truly,
People make mistakes.
Mothers, people make mistakes. Holding to their own. Thinking they're alone. Honor their mistakes.
Their mistakes.
Everybody makes one another's terrible mistakes. Witches can be right. Giants can be good. You decide what's right. You decide what's good. Just remember,
Someone is on your side, our side, someone else is not. While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot. They are not alone. No one is alone.
someone is on your side. No one is alone.
Hello everyone, my name is Simon Goss. I'm a funeral celebrant and a friend of Kylie Rennell Wilson. Bev and Kylie gave me the privilege of presenting today for a friend whose quiet strength, comedic manner, the fact that she was a walking encyclopedia for theatre, and a great Whovian. They're all things that we can all admire and love. I recognise though that a great many of you were much closer to Kylie than me. And for that, I hope you find today a beginning to come together, to remember and give thanks for the love and friendship the Queen of Selfies has given all of you, all of us. A famous author once wrote that the most important things in life are the hardest things to say. They're things you get ashamed of because words diminish them. Words shrink things that seemed limitless when they were in your head to no more than living size when they're brought out. But it's more than that, isn't it? The most important things lie too close to wherever your secret heart is buried, like landmarks to a treasure your enemies would love to steal away. And you may reveal things that cost you dearly, only to have people look at you in a funny way, not understanding what you've said at all, or why you thought it was so important that you almost cried while you were saying it. That's the worst, I think. When the secret stays locked within, not for want of a teller, but for want of an understanding ear. So today, I ask of you, because of the way we cannot gather yet to mourn Kylie's passing, that we cannot offer physical comfort to one another, that you be gentle with each other and offer an understanding ear, not just to hear each other talk, but to really listen to those things we find closest to our hearts when it comes to Kylie. On behalf of Bev and Kylie's family and to the very great many of you watching here, it is so clear from the sheer number of people who are linked to Kylie through love and friendship that has touched all of us, and it has touched us deeply. I won't add too much more now. Those who've known Tumbles have described her as quick-witted, with a photographic memory, multi-talented and a gifted writer, always at the ready with a quip, a quiet achiever, cosplay enthusiast, sender of anything that may be of interest, a body positivity champion, humble, a true and honest friend, fairy unicorn, supporting, the girl with the heart of gold and sparkly blue eyes, and as Kylie's aunt has said, delightfully irreverent. In the time that I saw Kylie a couple of weeks ago, two things hit me about her. One was that dinner always remained a perfunctory thing to get through in order to enjoy the more important part of the meal, dessert. The second was the constant joy of talking everything Doctor Who, even when I challenged her about the virtue signalling by choosing Jodie Whittaker as the new Doctor. I mean, why choose another Northerner? She laughed. Regardless of where she was, Kylie not only accepted everyone, she welcomed them. She brought people together. She was a huge supporter and champion of other people's success. She was always happy if others were happy and successful. Kylie tried her hardest, even in times that grew dark for her, to make sure that as little fuss as possible was made. It was here, in these moments for Kylie, that words don't reach, a grace too powerful to name.
There are moments that the words don't reach. There is suffering too terrible to name. You hold your child as tight as you can and push away the unimaginable. The moments when you're in so deep, feels easier to just swim down. And so they move uptown and learn to live with the unimaginable. Look at where we are. Look at where we started. I know I don't deserve you, but hear me out, that would be enough. If I could spare his life, if I could trade his life for mine, he'd be standing here right now, and you would smile, and that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges we're facing. I know there's no replacing what we've lost, and you need time, but I'm not afraid. I know who I marry. Just let me stay here by
now ask TM to come forward to read for us.
My wife's the reason anything gets done. She nudges me towards promise by degrees. She is a perfect symphony of one. Our son is her most beautiful reprise. We chase the melodies that seem to find us until they finish songs and start to play. When senseless acts of tragedy remind us that nothing here is promised, not one day. This show is proof that history remembers. We live through times when hate and fear seem stronger. We rise and fall and light from dying embers. Sorry. Remembrances that hope and love last longer. And love is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, is love. Is love cannot be killed or swept aside. I sing Vanessa's symphony, Eliza tells her story. Now fill the world with music, love and pride.
Thank you, team. Could I ask Joe to come read, please? Joe, are you going to read for us? Shane's next. Okay, thank you, Shane. There's a poem, I thought.
Hello, I'm Shane. And I promised my wife when I left home today that I wouldn't go off script. Unfortunately, I can't help myself. After finding myself getting tears in my eyes with a bloody Shone tune, Joseph, you lifted my spirits. So thanks very much. We begin with the early part of Kylie's life, what we'll call BW, before Wangaratta, kindly provided by Bev, which I'll speak proudly on her behalf. Now's the time for all you casting agents and directors out there to watch my subtle transformation. Not being an early riser, Kylie made her long-awaited arrival at Shepparton Base Hospital during normal daytime hours. Being a placid baby, she made our introduction to parenthood very easy. Dad was working in local government at that time, which meant regular moves for advancement. At just 3 months old, Kylie made her first move to Myrtleford, almost within cooee of her grandparents in Euroa. The highlight of this time was as a toddler, locking Mum outside while dealing with the washing on a cold mountain morning. Brother Craig arrived in 1979. The family's next move came in time for Christmas in 1980 and was to Penshurst in the Western District, where we found very short summers and wet and miserably cold days. Sister Megan joined the family in 1981. In Penshurst, Kylie enjoyed helping Mum as a volunteer librarian, but we think it was for access to so many books. She certainly read many of them. Schooling started for Kylie and her siblings at Penshurst Primary, a small two-teacher school. All enjoyed the almost one-on-one teaching provided in a small school of around 20 students. The family left for Swan Hill in mid-1987. The children were enrolled at Swan Hill Primary and were among the first students to attend the brand new school when they moved to a new premises later that year. We're not sure many of the kids enjoyed the 2.3 kilometre hike to the new premises on moving day, which was thankfully a fine one. Kylie loved her teacher there and welcomed and valued Mr. Clutterbuck's advice and support for her writing. I bet she liked the name too. 1989 brought Kylie to secondary school at Swan Hill High, where she first met her good friend, Michelle. Swan Hill saw many more opportunities for sporting and community involvement for the family, and it's where we discovered Kylie had no coordination for sporting activities whatsoever. This was good grounding for her nickname in later years. Kylie did enjoy her time at Brownies and Girl Guides, at least until it came to camping. There is no explanation for her enjoyment of camping with the gang at various times here in Wangaratta. Through hard work, Kylie always achieved good results at school and was thrilled to achieve the necessary marks to be accepted into the journalism course at Bathurst. She loved being at the alma mater of her journalism heroes like Andrew Denton and Amanda Keller. Kylie finalised her degree in 1998 and returned to her family, now living in Hay. Where the hell is Hay? For the Christmas break, while applying for work opportunities. Her joy when she was accepted as a cadet at the Wangaratta Chronicle before Christmas was wonderful. She'd taken her first step on a journalism pathway. Now we commence AW, after Wangaratta. Kylie gained a Bachelor of Arts, Communication Journalism at Charles Sturt University in 1998 and commenced with North East Media the same year and worked for more than 18 years with the business in 2 stints, graduating from cadet to graded journalist. Kylie was coordinator of the regional extra, the tourist news and special features, as well as a general news reporter and social and news photographer. She was known for her versatility, reliability, creativity, sense of humour and friendliness, with an innate ability to connect with people of all ages from all walks of life. When Kylie arrived at the Chronicle, she was definitely quiet and shy. That was understandable for someone so young in a strange town and a new job. But through that shyness, we also saw that friendly, gentle, happy soul that we would grow to love for so many years. The messages of condolence that came into the Wangaratta Chronicle from people Kylie had interviewed or covered stories on was testament to how valued she was as a journalist in the region. Kylie's quiet demeanour also hid a wicked sense of humour, incredible courage and determination, which manifested itself best in her passion for the arts. She was not only a talented artisan, but a well-known face in the Northeast performing arts community, having worked on and off stage with theatre companies across the region, particularly with the Wangaratta Players. Now back then, if you're involved in the Wangaratta Players, there was every chance you would eventually end up on a couch, in a beanbag, or standing next to a fire under the stars, swapping yarns and sharing drinks with Andy Willett and Reg Carmody. When Kylie first met this pair, she would not have had an inkling of what the trio would share for decades to come. This is where Reggie takes up the story, albeit channeling himself through me. Again, note the subtle transformation as I become Reg. I still remember when Andy and I gave Kylie her nickname Tumbles. It was at a cast party, and for a while she was this quiet girl in the show who would chime in every now and then with a little quip that would always elicit a chuckle from me. As I'm sure everyone remembers, the cast parties were huge all-night events which were full of people just unwinding after a show. This particular one at Andy and my house in Appin Street, there were not really enough seats, so pretty much half the group was sitting on the ground in the lounge room talking. Everyone was in fine spirits as we'd sing songs, tell jokes and stories to the whole group, and everyone got their turn in the spotlight. Kylie, as she would always do, sat on the ground and was just soaking it all in, adding to conversations and jokes in bits and pieces. She was still new to the group then, wasn't quite sure what to make of us. Finally, Andy asked the group to take the noise down a bit, as we had a relatively new person and he wanted her to properly introduce herself. Kylie started to talk in her quiet little voice, and there were calls of, "Sorry, we can't hear you all the way down there." People asked her to stand up and introduce herself, and I'm pretty sure it's because she was sitting down cross-legged for so long, and it had nothing to do with the gin she'd been drinking. But when she started to stand, she couldn't feel her legs, and she just tumbled down on her side. I was sitting next to her and quipped, "Damn girl, you've been partying so hard that you tumble while sitting." It was at that moment both Andy and I locked eyes and gave her the nickname, which she held on to and enjoyed so much. After we all moved in together, I couldn't have found two better housemates, and for 5 years we became like family, doing everything together. Kylie became the little sister I never had, and one of the best friends a guy could want. What really stands out to me was when I'd left the house for another 5 years, but things went south. I needed somewhere to live, and I remember going to see Kylie and Andy and explaining my situation to them. All Kylie said was, "Come home." And that's what it was like living with the two of them. Home. Now it's me again, one of the few lucky enough to be a workmate and fellow theatre lover. Those three and their wider bunch of cohorts were not only involved in many productions, they were also regular faces at other companies' performances. I can't remember a show I've been involved in over the last 15 years that Kylie wasn't either directly involved in or was there after opening night with a big smile and a big hug as we came off stage. Kylie fulfilled a theatrical dream when she directed the Sondheim musical Company for Angrata Players in 2017. Not only showed her courage in taking on such a challenging show, but also the love, the trust and loyalty she had of all those involved in the production who helped make that dream a reality. Her last role on stage was in Revolution Theatre Productions' Avenue Q as Mrs. T. The production won multiple awards in the recent Amateur Performance Theatre Awards Border region. The heartfelt tributes made on the night of the awards, including the naming of an award in her honour from next year, reaffirmed how cherished Kylie was in the North East region theatrical family. While many may remember Kylie for different reasons, for me it was her courage, determination and selflessness that sticks. This was no shrinking violet. Remember, she travelled to New York on her own for a well-deserved holiday, staying just off Broadway and going close to breaking the Guinness Book of World Records for the number of shows attended by a single person in such a short space of time. Even in the final days, when the bravest would be challenged, nothing could stop that cheeky chortle at a funny remark, or her own sharp, witty retort about what was happening in the outside world or on a streaming service. She obviously made an impression on the oncology nurses at North East Health as well. When Kylie had finally taken her final bow, a colourful, sparkly butterfly had appeared on the door of her room, put there by the nurses to signify Kylie's soul flying onwards, finally free of the pain of this world. You can understand why Kylie preferred donations to be made to the oncology unit rather than flowers in her memory. To Bev and the entire Wilson clan, on behalf of the hundreds, if not thousands of people in North East Victoria who loved and respected Kylie so much, for not only what she did, but for who she was, we say thank you for sharing such a beautiful treasure with us. For you, Kylie, a last thought from the Ode by Arthur O'Shaughnessy. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers and world forsakers, on whom the pale moon gleams, yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. You shall teach us your song's new numbers and things that we dreamed not before, yea, in spite of a dreamer who slumbers and a singer who sings no more.
Watching so much TV, better than I should be. Like a water ball, no one wants to kick around anymore. Got an all the morning hey-do that no cone can get through. It's hope granola and beer and a calling card with a silk cut souvenir. And I miss you like sleep, but there ain't nothing romantic about these hours I keep. But it's the mornings when it's stars don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart. You talked a lot about football. Them boys that kissed in grade 4. I've ticked off my friends. I'm digging a hole, just staring at the floor. And every t-shirt's got a wine stain. And I'm loving cigarettes again. We sang every tune about them guys and girls, the hurts and haunts and wounds. And I miss you like sleep, but there ain't nothing romantic about these hours I keep. But it's the moments when it starts don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart. It's just some glory pain, palpitating, pumping inside my shirt. But there's a weight that's sitting so hard. Now we farewell our sweet friend today. The tear tumbles away. Yeah, she knew every tune from the Ricardo Von Traps, West Side and Hamilton. Now I miss you like sleep, but there is something romantic about the selfies we keep. It's the mornings when it starts don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart.
Your death near now is of an easy sort, so slower fading out brings no real pain. Breath growing short is just uncomfortable, you feel the drain of energy, but thought and sight remain. Enhanced in fact, when did you ever see so much sweet beauty as when the fine rain falls on that small tree, and saturates your brick back garden walls, so many amber rooms and mirror halls. Even more lavish as the dusk descends, this glistening illuminates the air. It never ends. Whenever the rain comes, it will be there, beyond my time, but now I take my share. My daughter's choice, the maple tree is new. Come autumn and its leaves will turn to flame. What I must do is live to see that. That will end the game. For me, through life continues all the same. Filling in the double doors to bathe my eyes, as a final flood of colours will live on, as my mind dies. Burnt by my vision of a world that shone so brightly at the last, and then I was gone.
Bright eyes, burning like fire. Bright eyes, how can you close the veil? How can the light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale? Bright eyes.
Everyone, it is time to bid our farewells to Kylie. For those who do not know, the following sonnet told of a love expressed through the life of Lin-Manuel Miranda's wife before. May it remind us how momentary, how fragile life is, and that the things that remain are the faith, hope and love that we live in, with and through each other, and that Kylie has gifted each one of us with all of it. It is on this note that we farewell her. You'll notice the single light on the stage. In theatre there is a tradition. Whenever the theatre is empty, we are always sure to leave one light on. Typically on a stand in the centre of the stage, this light is known as the ghost light. There are many stories about its origin, but its meaning is unmistakable. Though the theatre is empty, we will come together again. So here's to Kylie Wilson, who has brought so many people together and continues to do so. The actors, the technicians, the directors, the carpenters, the designers, the dancers, the teachers, the students, the freelancers, the stitchers, the makers, the stage managers, the artists. For many of you, the emotional weight has come crushing down until it seems you are nothing but ghost lights. Remember, ghost lights are a temporary placeholder. They are only a sign. Kylie has remained and will remain part of us. Although I was not as close to Kylie as many of you, she made my world a happier place. Knowing that her love for a quiet and colourful life made me feel better about the world. We will come together again. So as we proceed from the Players Theatre, we need to continue to remember her and to coin a song of her favourite musical, Sorry Grateful, from Sondheim's Company. We are sorry that our time with her has been brief. Grateful from her making our lives that much more colourful and wonderful. And as we leave the stage setting, a fitting tribute to the Queen of Selfies reminds us of a life lived truly and fully.
We were born before the wind, are so younger than the sun. Yeah, this bonnet boat was one. Yeah, we'll sail into the mystic. And hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. When that foghorn whistle blows, yeah, you know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I wanna hear it, and I don't have to fear it now, 'cause I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like we back in those days of old. Together we will flow, yeah, we'll sail into the mystic. when that foghorn whistle blows, yeah, you know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it, and I don't have to fear it now, 'cause I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like we back in those days of old. Together we will flow, yeah, we'll sail into the mystic. Yeah, we'll sail into the mystic. Yeah, I can't stop it now. Yeah, we'll sail into the mystic. Watching so much TV, I'm thinner than I should be. I'm like a water ball, and no one wants to kick around anymore. Got an all-day morning hairdo that no comb can get through. It's all granola and beer, calling card with a silk cut souvenir. And I miss you like sleep, but there ain't nothing romantic about these hours I keep. But it's the mornings when it starts, don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart. We talked a lot about football, them boys are kissed in grade 4. I've ticked off my friends, I'm digging a hole, just staring at the floor. And every t-shirt's got a wine stain, and I'm loving cigarettes again. We sang every tune about them guys and girls, the hurts and hearts and wounds. And I miss you like sleep, but there ain't nothing romantic about these hours I keep. But it's the mornings when it starts, don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart. It's just some glory paying, palpitating, pump inside my shirt. But there's a weight that's sitting so hard. Now we farewell our sweet friend today, and a tear tumbles away. Yeah, she knew every tune from the Mikado, Von Trapp's, West Side, and Hamilton. Now we'll miss you like sleep, but there is something romantic about the selfies we keep. It's the mornings when it starts, don't look so sharp. Now I got a heavy heart.
And just look at you, you can do all grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today.
On the roller there and just step to the sides.